You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
Runners ninth inning. Greene working on a no-hit, no-run game. Tim Wallach is 0 for 1, has walked, line to right, and walked. Hard ground ball, great grab, Greene. It's over. He's pitched a no-hit, no-run game, making the final out himself. Tommy Greene, a no-hitter.
All right, welcome back into the locker room. We're broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio in Northfield, and it's time to go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene for designated drivers. A longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org, and remember to be a hero. Be a designated driver. Let's go to the Maserati to the main line sports hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy Tommy Greene. Good morning, T.
Hey, good morning. What a pleasant surprise to hear Harry calling that again, man.
I'll tell you what, Tommy, that never, ever, ever gets old for me, and I'm sure not you. But I know you don't get the – I'm sure you don't put that up. Like, that's why I wanted to play it for you because, what was it, May 23rd, 91, I believe he did it.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up 32 years ago.
Wow, you're still looking good, Tommy. You get that youthful look.
Okay, I'll give you the $20 later.
All right, T to Greene. Why can't we beat Gabe Kapler? Why can't the Phillies beat Gabe Kapler? What is it with him?
I don't know, man. I tell you what, it's an enigma sometimes. You know, it's kind of went, but you know, this year's been a little bit. We fared pretty decent against the Marlins, and now it's like going to the Giants. We can't do anything. We got a couple teams. There's always a couple teams that give you trouble. It seems like. You know, I think back over the years. You know, it's like, man, this. No matter what you do, it just never seems to work out.
Hey, Tommy, what? There's always a player or two that wear you out. Who wore you out?
Yeah.
Like, who couldn't you get out?
Oh, that's a question people. Baby, ask me. You got your obvious, stuff. People. I consider one of the best hitters. I mean, when I played, and at the time, as far as best all-around athlete, hitter, everything, had all the tools, was Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
But I got him out. He got me once, and that type of thing. He hit the ball. But what he did, he hit the ball hard all the time. You know what I mean? No matter, he hit it hard, and I mean that's a talent. But the guy I say who gives me the most trouble, who gave me, it was the inconspicuous guy that you wouldn't think of, was his teammate. One of his teammate was Spanky, Mike LaValliere.
Oh, really? How about that?
The little catcher, the little left-handed catcher, because what made Bond so great, he was willing to use all parts of the field, but he could hurt you with all his power and stuff too. Now, what Spanky could do, he was the same way. He would go to use all the fields, and he never tried to overdo. He's sort of like a Gwynn approach to the plate like that a little bit. But he seemed, if I threw it 96, 97, or whatever I threw it in there, he hit it back at me at 127. I mean, no matter. And he just told me one time. I looked at him we were at BP one time. They were out there stretching. I looked at him. I said, "Man, what? How did?" He says, "Hey, I just see you." I just see the ball off of you. He said, strange things about you. Guys are coming back in the dugout saying they can't see it. Barry said he's having a little tough time, and Bonilla and Van Slyke, all those guys. They said they're having a tough time seeing you. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. Some guys got your number, some guys don't.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, as we do each and every Sunday throughout the baseball season. On the Mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers. Hey, Tommy, when the Phillies really haven't been playing particularly good defense, and I'm wondering, as a pitcher, when you're on the mound and your team is making costly errors, what's that do to a psyche of a pitcher? Or do you just, I know you try to block it out, but you're human, Tommy.
Yeah.
It's got to bother you.
Well, the way I always looked at it, when we had some teams that struggled with the defensive side of it, in 93 was one that we had trouble with shortstop until we got Stocker, until they called Stocker up. and that solidified the defense right there because he made the routine plays, and then he made some of the other plays too, which we don't ask you to make the great plays all the time.
Yeah, but Tommy,
but
Tommy, as a pitcher, what's that do to you mentally? Like I know some pitchers probably could just take it in stride, but there are a lot of pitchers, pitchers are accused of being like mental,
you got choices to make, Billy. You got a choice to make. I mean, you're choosing to worry about or to psyche about something you have no control over.
Right.
You're choosing to worry about something you have no control over. You have to worry about yourself and take care of your job, because what if they're out there playing short, worrying about whether you're going to walk a friggin' guy,
right.
Half the time you're out there, so it goes hand in hand a little bit. So you got to choose to be the positive guys. Hey, I'm going to pick you up if you make an error or whatever. And that's the part of the game you got to, because they're going to make more good plays and then they're going to make, errors. So, I mean, that's bottom line. So nobody's out there trying to fail. And that's the way you look at it, man. That way you don't worry about that stuff. That's stuff out of your control.
Hey, Tommy, producer Daniel Ryan here. As we are, a little over 40 games into this season, I asked you about this guy a few weeks ago, Trey Turner, and you and him actually have something in common. This season,
wait till you hear this.
This season, Trey Turner has 4 home runs for the Phillies along with 10 RBIs. You have 4 home runs in your entire career. You're a little bit of a slugger yourself. So I got to ask you.
Well, I could run into one every now and then.
Hey, that's something I can't say, so I'll give you the credit for that. But listen, I mean, we talked about him a few weeks ago when he's going to kind of fire up a little bit. We talked about Bryce Harper's potential return when I mentioned him a few weeks ago. But now, at this point, how much longer can you say it's still early in the season? It's still early. He's in a rut. I mean, he had 5 home runs and 11 RBIs in the World Baseball Classic, granted, against AA and AAA pitching. But with the Phillies, he only has 4 home runs and 10 RBIs in 44
and
games.
6 errors.
I mean,
okay.
What do you think's going on?
You look at the course of how long's the season? League season 6 months. We're a month and a half into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
A good month and a half into it. So there's a lot of baseball left, and things. He's been, his track record speaks for itself. He's a career 300 hitter. And right now it's just. We sort of went through this. I don't know if you can put it in the same category as Castellanos last year. Guys.
Yeah.
Do they put undue pressure on themselves? When they get, make that money. I could, say one of the contract. I mean, I didn't get it. I was a year-by-year guy, but when you feel like you're making good money, you want to go out there and earn what you make. You know what I mean? You want to. It's not like you want to go out there and not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You want to earn what you make. Sometimes I don't know if that's the case. You put pressure on yourself or not, because what I see in Trey a lot. He's swinging at a lot of stuff, man. Sort of like Castellanos was a little bit. He's swinging the balls out of the zone and stuff like that. Which was not indicative of him.
So Tommy, what are you saying that he's trying?
At this point in his career,
Tommy, what are you saying? He's trying too hard, because of the cost of the contract?
I don't know. I mean, as a pitcher, I'm watching hitters and stuff all the time, and you see, watching guys from the bench and stuff like that, and you see guys who are scuffling a little bit. They're chasing stuff. You can see when they're having good takes and stuff, and different things. As a pitcher looking, you can see when a guy's locked in. He's making good swing. He's making good takes. He's fouling off stuff. He's fouling off stuff to live to get another pitch, that mistake to hopefully it can drive in a run or get a base hit or stuff like that. Right now he's just swinging and missing too much. He's striking out way too much for a guy, to me, at the top of the lineup that's supposed to be more of an on-base guy. And uses speed, which, again, on top of that, he hadn't been stealing any bases. So, I mean, when he's on. So, I mean, and I look at that as that who's behind him? Bryce. Do you steal a base and leave the base open and they walk Bryce and, and the people behind? That type of thing. You can look at it that way on the stolen base side of things. But, he's got to tighten the ship up a little bit. Them getting a day off yesterday was a pretty good thing. Maybe they got some chance to get him to recharge his battery a little bit and work on some positive things. And, hopefully it carries over in today if he's back in the lineup.
Hey, Tom Greene, this is Andrew Leeds, and I just wanted to ask you, we saw Aaron Nola yesterday delivered a pretty solid performance, especially with this season. And what do you think is the importance of a performance like that to kind of get him back into more consistency? Because this season there's been a lot of up and downs for him.
Well, I mean, he's been up and down, but he's been more steady, trending in the right direction. He seems to have that one inning. That gets you. You're gonna give up runs. You're not gonna go out there and shut people down all the time. You're going to give up runs, and you got to ask the team's got to pick you up in some games. Which in the game out in San Francisco, he gave up 4 runs, but I mean he pitched a solid ball game up to that one point where he scuffled just a little bit, and but we didn't score any runs. So, I mean, how do you win when you don't score? You look at the thing for this past week. It's pretty obvious, why we lost. We were 1-5. Before yesterday's game, count yesterday's game. They scored 23 runs for the week. That was 12 runs yesterday. So for the other 5 games, they scored 11. Yeah, that's why they were 0-5. They were that, and they're pitching. They were middle of the road pitching, with a 4.5 ERA for the staff that week. So they were giving up that runs, but they weren't scoring enough. So I mean, they were giving up. They were just average pitching and not good hitting. And timely hitting. So that's the way you look at stuff like that.
Hey, Tommy, I got the lineup for you today behind Taijuan Walker on 3 days rest. So Trey Turner is back in the lineup. He's leading off today. And then they keep Nick Castellanos in the 2-hole playing right field. Then it's Harper, Realmuto, Schwarber. Bohm goes to first, batting 6th. Edmundo Sosa plays 3rd, batting 7th. Josh Harrison at 2nd, batting 8th, so Stott gets the day off. And Guthrie in center field, batting 9th.
Oh, so I haven't even seen the lineup yet, so you're telling me stuff I haven't seen yet. So, yeah, so, that's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously they're doing a few things to, try to shake it up a little bit and, maybe wake some people up. And sometimes that happens. You got to do things to do that. It was good to see yesterday, they sent Turner. What did Sosa do yesterday? He's batting 9th and what 3 for 4 or something like that? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. Or, it was very turning the lineup over, doing what he did. So, I mean, it's, when you start shaking things up, it kind of hopefully wakes people up a little bit and regenerates them a little bit. They feel like, hey, it's time to get it done. Not a sense of urgency or anything like that, but they go out there with a good frame of mind going out there to make things happen. So, just a positive vibe. There's nothing like that. Just like Walker coming back he's working on a day short rest, but he didn't have no. I mean,
well, he only pitched one inning. He only pitched one inning.
I mean, he pitched 2/3 of an inning. He pitched. He didn't get through one inning, but still, you throw a number of pitches in those innings like he did. He should be able to come back from barring any type of ailment he had. But to me, we got to get that rotation. The back 2 guys. The third or back third or 3 guys going. And pitching more consistently. This a yo-yo effect going around, is not a good thing. And getting him back out there on the horse again because we're going to need him. You're going to need him for us to get where we need to go. We need him to find his rhythm and start like he did for those couple starts where he started using his fastball better, getting ahead in the count better, not and not putting himself in situations where he was putting himself in bad situations. So hopefully he can get back on track today a little bit and do some positive things.
All right, Tommy Greene. Well, we hope the Phillies can get a win today against the Chicago Cubs and win the series, and they move on. I think who they have next coming up. They have
Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks come in for
Diamondbacks,
3.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy Greene.
And then the Braves.
As always, Tommy, we appreciate having you on every Sunday talking Phillies baseball with Tommy Greene. Thanks, Tita Greene.
You got it, man.
All right, there he is. There's On the Mound with Tommy Greene is brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers, a longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org. And remember to be a hero, be a designated driver.